Thank you for joining me for part 2 of Promises to Keep, pages 50 to 57. In the previous recording, part 1, we did pages 50 through 55. So if you're just starting now, you want to find part 1, and that will start you off on page 50. But if you've already listened to that and you're here for part 2, well, go you. You should have your book open to page 56 and make sure you are reading along with me. Here we go. During the 1960s, Dad wore many different hats and faced many new challenges. The biggest challenge was his health. Shortly after he retired from baseball, Dad found out that he was diabetic. His health problems became more and more serious. Dad was only in his 40s when he had his first heart attack. By his late 40s, his diabetes had left him partially blind. Still, the last 7 years of my dad's life were filled with politics, business, family, friends, and golf. During that time, I married and attended Howard University College of Nursing. My brother David completed high school at Mount Hermon, Massachusetts, and went on to college at Stanford University. Mom taught nursing at Yale University. My older brother, Jackie, fought in Vietnam, received a Purple Heart, and then died tragically in a car accident when he was only 24. Despite our shock and pain over losing our beloved Jackie, we rallied as a family for what turned out to be our last year with Dad. That year was 1972. It was also the 25th anniversary of Dad's breaking the color barrier. In addition to special times together as a family, we celebrated Dad receiving a number of tributes. The final one took place on October 15, 1972. Dad threw out the first ceremonial pitch during the second game of the World Series in Cincinnati, Ohio. A record crowd was in attendance. An estimated 60 million people watched the ceremony on television. All Major League Baseball teams were now fielding black, white, or Hispanic players, but the diversity stopped there. There were no non-white executives, managers, or general managers in professional baseball. So, Dad felt it important that he use his last public address to remind us all that equality was an ongoing struggle. I am extremely proud and pleased, Dad said in his World Series speech, but I'm going to be more pleased and more proud when I look at that third base coaching line one day and see a black face managing in baseball. In addition to his many achievements in sports, my father was awarded the highest honors from civil and human rights organizations, religious groups, and the United States government. From the NAACP's Spring Iron Medal to the nation's highest civilian award, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, my father's accomplishments on and off the field have been widely recognized. Dad spent his entire life fighting for equality. He won some battles and lost others. He made some mistakes, but he also inspired millions. My father never lost hope or gave in to despair, even when his health failed him. He once said, "A life is not important, except for the impact it has on other lives." Dad lived his philosophy. Let's take a look on page 56 at the photograph. It says, "Mom, David, and I stood proudly beside Dad at the 1972 World Series. Dad's message was heard worldwide. My mom said, 'Jack fought tirelessly for social justice and equality of opportunity for all people. He even ventured into hostile territory, seeking to understand the complexity of issues dividing the United States. In doing so, there was always the risk of being rejected. and misunderstood. And on page 57, at the top right, it says April 15th, 1997. President Clinton left and President Clinton left. My mother, center, and Major League Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig, right, celebrate the 50th anniversary of Dad breaking the color barrier. Then on the bottom right hand side says, my father helped change America. This lifetime of service continues to inspire. And what a wonderful thing for someone to be able to say about someone else, that their lifetime of service continues to inspire. That's just a little thought from me. Thank you for listening. You have part 2 of pages 50 to 57.